Hey YouTube, it's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul. Today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a TI type stab lead as well as a starting point for a TI type beat. So let's go ahead and get straight into the tutorial. Let's start off with our lead sound. We'll be using Logic's ES2 synthesizer. We'll be working off of the default settings that load up here. And let's go ahead and draw in a nice TI type stab melody. So we're going to do a typical TI type sound. So we're going to start off with an F sharp. Then we're going to stab it with a D and stab it with a B. So we're going to use something like that and repeat it multiple times. So I have a 4-bar loop here. Something like that. Let's just push the tempo up to a faster one. So I want this to kind of stab even faster. So let's just do something like this. Okay, so this could get a little bit mundane, so let's go ahead and maybe push this up one. Sounds okay, maybe let's try this. Alright, so let's just drag the last note down 2 notes. Just to add in some variety to our sound. Alright, so now that we added some variety to our stab hits, nothing too crazy, just 1 note difference. Let's go ahead and start our sound design. And like I said, we're working off of the default settings right here. We're going to leave these 2 oscillators with the sawtooth wave right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and use our 3rd oscillator to add in a noise generator. And we want a little bit of the noise sound in there, not too much. So something like that is okay. For our first oscillator, let's go ahead and drop down an octave. And I'm lowering it 12 semitones, so that equals 1 octave. And let's push this whole region up 1 octave. Maybe 2 octaves. No, 1 octave. Next thing we're going to do is detune our oscillators a little bit by pushing out this analog knob. We're going to push our cutoff a little bit here. Add in some resonance. And turn on the unison for a nice full wide sound. This sound is pretty much dictated by its envelopes and how quick the sound attacks and releases. So let's go ahead and adjust envelope number 3 and let's get started. So we don't need our sustain so long, so let's just pull that all the way down. Maybe not such a plucky sound. Let's push this up a little bit. Alright, so that sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of movement to our sound. And let's go ahead over to, we'll just work off of this one right here. So you use the cutoff 1, 2, or just 1 because the blend is all over to 1. So we can leave that. And our source is going to be envelope number 2. We're going to push this all the way up. And again, our sustain we can bring all the way down. Our release we can bring all the way down as well. We'll just move around the decay. And push up our attack a little bit. So something like that. And next thing we're going to do is just push up the sine wave here. So something like that sounds pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and add in a nice reverb. I'm going to bring this in and go to reverb, platinum verb. Push up the reverb time to about 7. Make it more dense. Spread out the reverb. Push this down to about 15% for our wetness. And we're going to cut out the highs because we don't need it. So that right there is a typical TI type stab lead. So now that we got that down, let's go ahead and add in a nice bass to kind of get our TI type beat going. So let's create a new software instrument track. And we're going to bring in Logic's ES2 synthesizer. And we'll be working off of a preset that I've used, or a preset that I've created a little while ago. It's a Drake OVO weekend bass sound that could be kind of adapted to a lot of music. So I'm going to use that. If you want to learn how to make this sound from scratch, you can click the link in the top left-hand corner. But for now, we're just going to be working off of the preset that we created. So I'm going to drag down this region right here, and I'm going to start our bass progression. So I'm going to start with this B right here. So I'm just going to push this to another 4 bars because I want this to be, the progression to be longer. So let's do this. So we're going to go from a B down to an A. Again, this is a typical TI type progression. Down to an E. Up to an F sharp. And I'm just going to push this down 1 octave because it's too high. Maybe 2 octaves. All right, so now that we got our bass going, you can hear the beat is going hard. Let's go in and add some of our drums here. Create a new software instrument track, and we're going to bring in, let's bring in the drum machine designer. And let's go ahead and just use the trapdoor preset to get that trap kind of drum kit. So let's go ahead and record in a nice drum beat. Let's go ahead and quantize that. Oops, I am way off right here. So let's just take that first part right there in case I did other screw ups, and I'm just going to duplicate this another 3 times. And I'm going to join all this here. And maybe we'll just add in a little hi-hat here. All right, and I'm just going to copy this hi-hat pattern over and over again for this tutorial's sake so I don't drag this too long. Something like that. That's pretty much your TI type stab lead right there. A nice little bass and some drums. I'm gonna go ahead and save this lead ES2 preset in the description box below so you guys can download that, load it in, and get yourself a nice TI stab lead. I'm also gonna go ahead and save this Logic session as a download link in the description box below so you guys can download it, open up the session, and maybe create an entire new beat from what we did here in this tutorial. If you have any questions on this, you can ask me in the comment section below. If you are new to I'm a Music Mogul, remember to hit that subscribe button for more great videos like these. And as usual, guys, I'll talk to you all in the next one. See y'all soon.